I'm Ian Hopkinson, the Chief Data Scientist at ScraperWiki. The NewsReader project is an EU Framework 7 project which aims to make a history recorder. That's a system that distills huge quantities of news articles down into the unique events that spawned them. So, for example, if a man gets run over on the street outside our office, multiple news sources will report that separately, but there's only one man that's been run over, and NewsReader is attempting to find that single event from large quantities of reported news. So this is going to be useful for a number of different groups. It's going to be useful for people who make the news, who are interested in what's going on in the news as context for their own stories. It's going to be useful for corporates who are always interested in background information when they're making business plans. So if they're taking over another company or they're building a factory in another country, all of this sort of context information is important for analysts in those companies, and they already spend a lot of money in this area. And it's also interesting from open data enthusiasts such as ScraperWiki, because it gives the citizen the ability to make more of the news. So there are three different universities involved in this work who work in computational linguistics. There's a publisher of news information and legal information, and then there's a couple of startup companies. ScraperWiki is one of them. So this is the Extract News tool that we've made at ScraperWiki as part of our work for the NewsReader project. The idea here is that we use the Extract News tool to obtain articles from news websites. I'm using an example of my local newspaper here. Once we've extracted the pages from the website, we convert them to the news annotation format, which is used by the project for their subsequent processing. So we convert raw web pages into a file format that can be used later in the process. The next step of the process is to upload those files to a virtual machine on which the natural language processing pipeline resides, and that will go through all the files and mark up all of the words in those files with multiple layers of annotation. Finally, once that's completed, we can download the data. We can download the unprocessed NAF files, we can download the unprocessed web pages if we want, and once we've run the virtual machine, we can download processed NAF files.